I think it's the first time I've heard that little jingle. This is Koreascape on TBS EFM 101.3 megahertz in Seoul and surrounding areas. Bit of a 60s cocktail party kind of feeling there. The weekend is nearly upon us, and as we think of leisure and relaxation, travel and tourism come to the forefront of our thoughts. And we think about maybe going on some trips and the best way to do that. So we instituted this little segment called Talking Tourism. And our guest host and professional tourist, Jimin Yoon, is here to talk about latest tourism trends. Hey, Jimin.
Hello.
I think we're the only show in town that has a professional tourist. You feel
Yes.
special?
I am special.
You are
Yes.
special. I love that self-esteem. Okay. So, Hallyu tourism, obviously that is the huge magnet that draws in the crowds to Korea. Everybody loves their Hallyu and they want to get closer to it somehow, right?
Yes.
So, the big smash hit lately, especially over in our neighbor China, is this show Descendants of the Sun, right?
Yes. 태양의 후예 in Korean.
태양의 후예.
And it has been a global hit, and Chinese authorities have warned people over health concerns from watching too much of the series.
In the spirit of like you're all becoming couch potatoes with this
I
thing?
guess so.
Health concerns.
Yes. And even the President Park Geun-hye have mentioned that about the drama, hoping this could help spread Korean culture and boost tourism.
Interesting. Is this the Chimek one? No, the Chimek
No,
one is
Chimek
the
one.
Love from the Star,
Yes.
right? They just had a party with like 6,000 people over in
Yeah.
Incheon for that. Everybody's having Chimek. So I guess the Chinese government, in its latest warning, they're saying, yeah, you guys are watching too much Korean dramas. Not only are you sitting too much on the couch, but you're possibly going to take up their habits too. You're going to get plastic surgery and buy cosmetics and gasp. And of course they are. They're coming here in droves, aren't they?
Yes.
So what are tourists coming here, Hallyu style tourists, what are they interested in?
Well, recently, as the Descendant of the Sun has been a big hit, there is a large interest in the filming location. The actual film set was built on the site of the old mine at the city of Taebaek in Gangwon province. However, the actual set was torn down after shooting ended last November. So, with all these interests, the city of Taebaek is planning to rebuild the film set as a tourist destination. But although the area had a following plan of reforestation, but they're now thinking about changing it to have more tourists coming in.
Who needs those forests anyway? We're done shooting, but we're going to rebuild the set anyway. Not to shoot any more episodes, but just to let you feel as though we're about to shoot something.
Yeah, to
That's
just
how
attract more
passionate
tourists.
people are about getting to the set, that they would be willing to come to a mock set, an imitation of the real thing. Okay, so obviously this is sparked sudden interest, and this is a sort of the flavor of the month, the passion of the moment. Why do you think this thing could become an actual tourist attraction?
But I'm actually a little concerned about putting too much money on building a permanent film set, because with an increased number of online channels where people can easily consume digital contents, including TV dramas, the lifespan of each content is getting really short. There are so many dramas to watch, and the new drama is coming out every 3 months. So the trend changes so fast.
So you could spend a lot of time and money building this thing, and people have already moved on to some
Yeah.
other drama.
But what is special about this drama, the Descendant of the Sun, is that the drama was pre-produced 100% before being on air. So it had bought enough time to go through China's strict deliberation system and also to have a better quality of Chinese subtitles.
Deliberation system. That's a real fancy word for a censor, isn't it?
Yes, censoring. Yeah.
Okay.
And it is also the first drama which was simultaneously broadcasted online in China, which allowed people to watch the series through a legal channel.
Okay.
So, and these kind of changes in producing and also exporting Korean drama abroad had brought changes in tourism, because of the simulcast, Chinese tourists are coming in a real time. So they're coming in right now, and there's nothing to see about the drama. So I would suggest, rather than building a permanent set, we could build a pop-up film set.
I bet you that makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah, don't spend quite that much money and make it feel just good enough. it's so interesting to me that people are able to binge watch this show, and that the producers of the show didn't think that this might happen.
Yeah.
The Hallyu thing, it's not a brand new phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm amazed that the producers didn't think, gosh, why don't we leave some artifacts around for the tourism side of things to happen?
Yeah, because this kind of trend has been there already. Like as I mentioned before, the drama My Love from the Start.
My Love from the Start. It goes all the way back to like Winter Sonata and Namisong. People want to go there, but still want to go see where Young Sama hung out. So this is just the latest version of that, I guess.
Yeah, and another way to utilize this kind of a filming location is that we could use the existing location itself as a filming location. Namisong could be like the example that way it goes back to the past. And I went to Chinhae last Wednesday. The cherry blossom festival season is now up.
That must be a bit south of here, right?
It's a very
little
south.
warmer.
Yeah.
Okay, so the blossoms are just starting to come up from the south. How was it?
And it was really nice. The festival starts from today, but I was there last Wednesday, so it was the 2 days before the opening.
Okay.
And there's this wooden bridge crossing the stream Yeojacheon, and they are called Romance Bridge because the drama Romance was filmed there in 2002. So, but the bridge is still called the Romance Bridge now, as like the drama was so big, and now it became a proper name for it.
Now it's called Romance Bridge in perpetuity now for the indefinite future.
Yeah.
I can imagine that is a huge draw.
Yeah, and similar example could be like Petit Prince in Gapyeong, My Love from the Start, and many other dramas were filmed there. So the location Petit Prince was a tourist attraction, and it has more chances to have to preserve the film location and to attract more tourists. So I suggest that we could use those kind of existing locations for tourists to come and visit and enjoy the environment where they have seen on the drama.
It's almost a no-brainer by now. I'm really surprised this is not part of the sort of holistic planning of the drama itself to keep some stuff intact for tourists to come to, because this has been going on for a long time. Is Petit Prince real or fictional in the show?
It's just a setting.
It's just a setting, but does it exist in real life?
Yeah, it has been there already, but this drama has filmed one scene from the drama there.
Okay, I want to check that out. I've never been there. All right, so I would think by now there are so many successful Hallyu type things. You could almost build a Hallyu theme park along the lines of Universal Studios in Florida or something like that. You could build Hallyu World, and have lots of little fake sets and things like that. Thank you. You're welcome, Korea government. You can thank me later for those ideas. I would imagine. So, what are the snags when you're trying to attract Hallyu tourists? I imagine you have to dot your I's and cross your T's in terms of intellectual property, like copyrights, things like that.
Yeah. So it is also an issue which is hard for the local government to take care of because it takes time. When I was working at the Seoul Metropolitan Government, I had a chance to make a Hallyu themed tour guidebook. It included many spots where the drama or music videos were filmed. And at the time, the drama My Love from the Start was really popular. And in order for tourists to imagine the actual scene of the drama, we wanted to put a picture of Kim Soo-hyun from the drama on the actual location.
Okay.
But to use the single picture from the drama, I had to file 3 papers signing to have the right to use the paper. I had to sign an agreement with 3 companies, one with the management company of Kim Soo-hyun, and one with the broadcasting company, and one with the production company.
Wow.
So in order to use a single picture, we had to file 3 papers, and for the guidebook, we had more than 30 pictures, so it becomes 100 papers.
That's a lot of paperwork. Was this one of those cutout pictures that people could stand next to and pose?
Not even that big. It's just a little picture that's stuck on the location.
Okay, still need to go through all the hoops though.
So it is quite hard for the local governments to do something by themselves to clear all the obligation for copyright issues. And the entertainment companies mostly work based on the personal connections. So agreeing to have portrait rights does not really have a standard, as all the conflicts are based on claiming a complaint or not. So it's quite interesting to know more about the entertainment industry, but it's hard for the local governments to clear all those obligations.
I'd really be interested to see, whether this becomes a template for future production. When the director and the producer sign a big actor, and they know in their belly that they've got a hit on their hands, and they haven't released it yet. I wonder if, in the future they'll proactively contact the government or the planners of the site location
Yes.
and say, look, we want from the ground floor up to establish this as a complete Hallyu package, even before our show is released. And let's have it ready. So as soon as the show hits the airwaves, we've got the location that people can come to. Makes good sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, there are some cases of the local governments funding those kind of dramas before the production, but for the local government, it's hard because it's risky that this drama is gonna go popular or not.
What if it flops, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess occasionally even K-dramas do flop sometimes,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Well, we mentioned before the model of Universal Studios Florida, or of course Walt Disney World, is the ultimate sort of the first mover on taking content and making it a destination. Any other examples that Korea could model in terms of places in the world that have taken content and turned it into tourism?
As you mentioned, the Universal Studios are more like a theme park.
Sure.
But I would like to give you an example of New Zealand. New Zealand is known for the movie Lord of the Rings.
Of course.
And the Hobbiton in Hamilton of the Northern Ireland, it's about an hour and a half away from Auckland. And I was expected to see the pictures of movie characters, but none was there. Only the film set was there. So it felt like a theme park. But
Could you go in like the little Hobbit residences?
I can just move around inside of the village, but it's not that I can go inside the house.
Okay.
But I can take all the pictures and that. And they had this Green Dragon Inn, which is from the movie. It's actually operating, so people can go and eat there and have food from the movie, drink beers. Yeah, which was really fun. And what I learned from there is that for visitors, it is not important to see the photos of characters, which we can search online anytime.
Sure.
It is more about the unique experiences we can have at the place. So, like myself being a character of the movie and take some photos there. So, hope this can be helpful for the future Hallyu drama film locations, which will be transformed to the tourist attraction to clear all those kind of obligations for portrait rights and that.
Right. And everything down in that New Zealand attraction, I mean, they use camera tricks to make the hobbits look small, but it's all regular sized, right? I mean, all of the little locations, things like that. The Green Dragon Inn, that's where the hobbits were dancing on the table, right?
And I heard they used children to be on the background so that they look small.
So that they look small. Yeah, there's all kinds of things. And film from above so that it looks like Gandalf is taller and so on. I love those little hobbit houses around New Zealand. Do they have just the Hobbitville in New Zealand, or do they have like some of the beautiful mountain scenery or any of the other stuff that you saw in the movies?
Well, they do have some kind of like locations that is marked as the film location of the Lord of the Rings, but when you go there, there's no signage or anything.
Yeah.
It's all online, so you can just check it online and go find a place by yourself. But the Hobbiton is special that they made it like a theme park so that like a tourist can go in and have a tour around. There's a tour guide who takes you around.
That's cool. Okay, so yeah, it's tour guided, but it's not necessarily packaged explicitly. Is there any tourist spot right here and now that you would recommend for Hallyu tourists?
There is a place called Atium in Coex.
Okay.
And SM Entertainment has built this big place where it has everything about K-pop and their celebrities. So they have a 3D movie theater, and also they have celebrity goods shop where tourists can come and shop. And also there is a studio where you can learn K-pop dancing and do some hair and makeups, all of that.
Cool. Hallyu tourism is getting bigger all the time. Thanks for coming in and talking tourism with us today, Jimin.
Thank you.
And Koreascape is back right after this.